Well, when you got, as always, like last year, you got new coaches, whatever you got new players. So whether it be Isaiah going from right to left, new center, you're working through the quarterbacks, new tight end. You got a lot of skill guys back. You don't overdo the tailbacks. You know the good players. So how much live do you really do? You're sometimes playing two-hand tag, touch. We do a lot of third down situations where it's third and long. So sometimes it can look yucky, like not very good. But that's also a little bit of the nature of where you're at. What you're trying to do is figure out who you can count on, build your depth, start building the momentum and the continuity that you need. So right now, it's disjointed, but I think that's kind of normal. You're also going against a very good defense every day. So it's been good. Today, for example, first part of practice, inside running period, very physical, very, very good. A blitz pickup here we do very, very good. As we got in a team, maybe a little sloppy, sluggish, so there's some ebb and flow, but we got a lot of work to do, and we got a long way to go. We got a bunch of good players. We just got a lot of work to do to get it all together.
Kevin, I think a lot of people are interested with the new dynamic or no new dynamic between you and Ryan, considering he almost left and got a promotion to stay. What's that like from your perspective to see somebody's title change and to have an impact on you, and does it have any impact on you?
There's always been too many titles. I worked at a lot of places where we could never give anybody a pay raise, so we always gave you a title, to make it look better. So at the end, it's about how you work as a group. It's kind of how we've always done it offensively, whether it be here last year, previously at every stop I've been. Coach Meyer's always a big part of what we do offensively. Us two kind of work together with run thoughts, pass thoughts a little bit. I'm with maybe Coach Studrawa, some with the run game. I know Ryan's with Coach Smith, and we're kind of putting the pass game together and trying to blend it together. So it's a little bit of a blend, but we're kind of working kind of the way we've worked. And nothing's really changed except we're just practicing and balling right now.
You were an up-and-comer a long time ago as an assistant coach.
What happened?
And then you were
past my prime.
Yeah, and then you were a head coach of up-and-comers, and how does that all
now
fit?
Now down and outer?
No. That's what I'm asking. You don't how
You're
it fits.
killing me. Is this like a funeral?
No, Kevin. I'm just asking. Is it an ongoing thing of making things fit and having guys have their voice heard? And
no, because quite honestly, we have a lot of voices that has to become solidary with one voice as we walk out of the room. So there's a lot of ideas. I would always say, like in years past, I would always say, all I'm doing is thinking out loud, and I got a lot of stupid thoughts. How about this? How about this? How about this? How about this? But at the end, you got to put it together. And what you got to put together is what you can block and what your quarterback can do. Mm-hmm. So if you can block it and your quarterback can handle it, you can do it. Now the offense, in my opinion, and we're moving and growing, it's not changing. There's not new terminology. There's not a lot of new plays. You emphasize, which is something I've always been a part of, what players can do. So you emphasize what your left tackle can and can't do, what your quarterback can and can't do. And with the new tight end, what do those guys bring to the position? And is that guy a part of the core? Is he flexed out? What does Paris Campbell bring? You emphasize what those skill players do, but at the end, what can you block? What can the quarterback handle? And we're going to get that line right. It's got a chance to be good. It's got a ways to go. It's got a chance to be good. And there's three guys fighting a quarterback that are going to give us a chance. And at the end of the day, there'll be one solid voice of this is the Ohio State offense. And that's the way it was when I got here. Coach Meyer said, here's our offense. Nothing's really changed with that.
Yeah. Kevin, how would you evaluate the first year last year with you and Ryan and just running this offense, putting it together? As you look back, how do you think it went? Like what grade would you give, or what kind of job you think overall you guys did calling the offense?
Well, we didn't win every game, so you got to take ownership of that. You can always point fingers, well, this or this or this or this. But I think last year we were first in the conference in basically every stat. And last year, matter of fact, in my world as an offensive guy, that's the third Big Ten offense I've been a part of that led the conference in offense. The 2015 Indiana team did. Yeah. The 2000 Northwestern team did. So to me, it was a very, very good offense. It's only a great offense. We got a Big Ten championship. Don't minimize that. Got a Cotton Bowl championship. Had some significant wins. Also came up short. And when you come up short, you can sit and point fingers. I always took it from where I was in years past. If we come up short, we didn't score enough points. So at the end of the day, as good as we were, and there's a lot of good stats, We didn't score enough to be as great as we wanted to be, and that's our goal this year, is to keep pushing to find that little bit more, to find a few more points and to find a way without being arrogant to nudge and even get another win or two if it's possible.
You've gone to new places. In year 2, what's different in year 2?
A lot more comfort level just with expectation of drills, what's going on, knowing the players, what they can and can't do, knowing the coaches and the strengths and weaknesses, how to work together. Last year, you're kind of jockeying and filling things out. And at the end of the day, as a guy that's been an assistant but a head coach, you're working hard to give Coach Meyer what he wants because he's the head coach. And I had one of my great assistant coaches said, my job is assistant coach. That means I assist the coach. And that's the way I took my job this year. I'm trying to assist and give Coach Meyer what he wanted. Thought we did a good job, all of us together. And as we've changed some titles or things, we're all working hard together with the same group that hopefully this year we had a very strong offense. Hopefully this year we can be more dynamic, and that's the goal.
Kevin, do those titles not matter to you? I mean, I guess people thought you might have been offended by.
Well, my daughter called and thought I got fired, and I was like, "Hey," I go, but no. I mean, seriously, she had a panic attack for a second. I go, "We're good," but we got to be better. But no, I mean, titles matter because perception versus reality. I came out of a job a year ago with perception versus reality. Right. So perception versus reality. And at the end of the day, reality, we had a very good offense that's got to find a way to be better. That doesn't point to anyone else. Got to find a way to put those guys together week after week after week to try to be the best we can and maybe try to be the best in college football. But first, we got to be the best we can. And it starts with the staff that understands how to work together. That's where you got to check the egos. There ain't no titles, but it's everybody working together for the common good at a great place to try to win a game and try to win a championship and maybe be good enough to try to get them all.
So Kevin, the reality that your position is the same no matter what it's called. Does that make sense?
Yeah, in my mind, I'm doing my job and hopefully doing it better because I know my guys. And knowing it and working, again, like I said, we got a lot of work to offensively get this thing going. But I think we got a tremendous group of guys that respect each other. We're going to work in that room really good together. I think Coach Meyer has a solid comfort level, but he's going to give us direction on exactly where he wants us to keep going as we go. And then we're going to work like heck to take it to those players and get those guys unified to put because the offense ultimately has to play together. Kevin, it's our job to get that connected.
Did you talk with Urban? Did you feel the need to sit down with Urban and or Ryan and say, okay, he's got this raise, he's got this promotion. How is this actually going to work? Has anything changed?
I haven't had any of those conversations because I didn't feel I needed to run in like, hey, we talked to Coach briefly about it, and I said, hey, I get it. I've been there where you're doing things you can that's best for the team. And Coach Meyer, I know every decision Coach Meyer makes is what he feels is ultimately best for the team. And I know it's my job to make sure I'm doing everything I can to give him my best to help this team win those games.
Kevin, what have you seen?
So there was not a bunch of sit-down conversations.
Okay. I mean, I don't get the sense you're a big ego guy, but I would imagine. What's that?
I got one.
Yeah, well, I would imagine
we don't
that.
score every time. I'm kind of, anyway.
Was that bruised at
but
all?
I can change. No,